Good morning, students. Today, from the book Economics, second chapter, as we are doing sectors of Indian economy, our today's topic is comparing the three sectors. As in the last class, we get to know about three economic sector: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So, here we are going to compare these three sectors. Now, all these three sectors are producing lots more goods, like they are in large number of goods and services they are producing. Therefore, how much goods and services are produced and how many people are work in each group, we need to know, or we need to discuss. So here one question is given: how do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? So first of all three sectors are different, their productions are different. So before going to this matter, I'm saying you what is gross domestic products, or GDP. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year, and the sum product of production in the three sector gives what we can say as gross domestic product. So what is, suppose primary sector producing goods, the amount of primary sector is 10 rupee. The secondary sector is producing, the amount is again 10 rupee, and tertiary sector providing the services, and that is also amounting 10 rupee. What is the GDP of the country then? 30 rupee. But this is the amount we are calculating as total amount or final amount. So there, now we are going to discuss about how we can count it. Suppose here example is given that 10,000 kgs of wheat is sold at rupees 8 per kg. The value of wheat will be 80,000. The value of 5,000 coconuts at rupees 10 per coconut will be 50,000. Similarly, the value of goods and services in the three sectors are calculated and then added up. Now, I'm leaving this example. Suppose you are producing wheat. So sum of the whole wheat you are selling. Suppose 10 kilo of wheat you are producing, and 5 kilo whole wheat you are selling in the open market, and rest 5 kilo you are giving to the biscuit factory or biscuit company. And then whenever the amount from primary sector will be counted, what will be the total amount of wheat will be counted? No, it is not 10 kilo, it is only 5 kilo, because 5 kilo is the whole wheat what you sold in the market, that will be counted. Whenever you are sending the another 5 kilo to the biscuit company, then it went into the secondary sector. There it should be grind, made into powder, and added up with some other contents, and then can make as biscuit. So that 5 kilo we are not counting from the primary sector. I think you understood. In this way, the final goods from all these three sectors, whenever we are added together, that can be said as the GDP, or gross domestic product. Now in these three sectors, there are many more changes happening. What we are saying here as historical change in sectors. Methods of farming as every time changing, every day changing, and agriculture became a prosperous sector. Now many people are coming for agriculture nowadays. Increasing number of craftspersons and traders also there in the primary sector. But almost from few years, here it is given over a long time, more than 100 years, some of the methods of manufacturing also changed or newly introduced. That's why many of the people started working in the secondary sector also. But in the past 100 years, there has been a further shift from secondary to tertiary sector in developed countries. The service sector has become most important in the matter of total production. If you think that primary and secondary sector are not important, obviously they are important, but primary and secondary sector cannot do anything without the help of the tertiary sector. That's why the importance of tertiary sector grew up. This is the general pattern observed in the developed countries. What is the total production and employment in these three sectors of India? Then how the changes in pattern are going on, we will discuss in the next class.